Along the East Coast today as a powerful earthquake centered in Virginia shook from the Carolinas to Martha's Vineyard and beyond. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren felt it in Washington, D.C. and joins us with the latest. Kristen, you cover political tremors. These were something you're not used to up there.
Yeah, Michael, not anything that anyone expected. I know you're familiar with our building here. I think I'm in your old office. We're on the 8th floor, a lot of huge glass windows, and they started shaking this afternoon. I've been through earthquakes before. I was in Japan earlier this year, felt those aftershocks, and so that was my immediate thought, and the alarms in the building started going off, so we evacuated. I ran over to the Capitol to try and find out what was going on there and if it was evacuated as well, and as I was going over there, someone shouted at me, "Don't go that way. There's been an explosion in the Capitol." So that gives you some sense of what other people here in D.C. were thinking. Of course, we're almost to the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, so a lot of people immediately thought this was something worse. Of course, it wasn't. We now know it was an earthquake, but the most powerful earthquake in this region in more than 100 years. It was just after lunch when things began to shake along the eastern seaboard, the powerful quake rattling buildings and nerves.
I could see the buildings moving side to side, and I was like, oh, God, I got it, yeah.
It's enough to wake you up.
The Capitol and national monuments were among buildings evacuated in Washington, D.C. The National Cathedral was closed after losing a small chunk off its central tower. The quake was centered northwest of Richmond, Virginia, and was felt as far south as South Carolina. Even in Chicago and Detroit, there was shaking, and also shook to the north in New York City, where crowds felt it in Times Square, and the floor of the New York Stock Exchange cleared out after the tremor.
But what's a little bit unusual about this one is the size of the event. So this is significantly larger.
The 5.9 quake is the largest recorded in Virginia since 1897. Cell service was disrupted in many places. Planes and trains delayed. Several nuclear plants along the East Coast were taken offline by safety systems. But there are few reports of any major damage. The unexpected quake leaving many shaken, but little to clean up. So no major damage, no major injuries, though there were some minor injuries reported. We've gotten word now from the Capitol Hill Police that the Capitol is reopened. They had architects check its structural integrity, and most of the area is now open. People can go back into their offices, get anything they may have left behind. Things like the Washington Monument, they said going to take some time to check it out, make sure it's safe for people to go back inside. And another of the biggest impacts is so many people left work early today that traffic has just been an absolute nightmare. Also still train delays and some plane delays coming into and out of this area, Michael.
Kristen, you're often up on that 8th floor with the Capitol behind you. Are you all outside today just while they check out your building as well as part of the cautious damage assessments there?
Yeah, they have let us back in the building. We set up down here because we thought it gave a better sense, too, of the people that are still milling around and outside. The building here, though, has been deemed safe, so we're able to get back inside. But the elevator not working. So if I do want to go back to my office, it's 8 floors up. I don't know how often I'll be doing that tonight.
Kristen Dahlgren, as always, thank you for your perspective and expertise from Washington. We appreciate it.